Each time I visit Hong Kong, I feel like I'm stepping into a city in the future. And each time I fly back home, I'm reminded that even in the best country in the world, America, we're still far behind when it comes to certain things. Come along this journey with me as I show you some of the best things about the Pearl of the Orient and why you should immediately put Asia's world city on your travel bucket list if you haven't already. I'll also explain what I mean about Hong Kong being a sci-fi city of the future and how we Americans back home could learn a thing or two from this fantastic destination and from the experience of traveling as a whole. Are you ready for some dim sum? Let's go! First, a quick overview of the city. Hong Kong is a special administrative region in the People's Republic of China. It's located in the Pearl River Delta, and along with neighboring cities Macau, Shenzhen, and Guangzhou, comprises a population of over 44 million people, with over 7.5 million of them in Hong Kong alone. It was once a colony of Great Britain, and traces of English speakers can still be found there. In fact, many tourist places have workers and servers with pretty heavy British accents, so while learning some basic Mandarin or even Cantonese is helpful, it's not necessary while traveling around in Hong Kong. What is necessary is a quick check of what the weather will be like during your stay. While I don't recommend it, staying during the summer will require you to pack appropriately. It gets almost unbearably hot and humid. Texas ain't got nothing on South China heat. And finally, you'll need to get familiar with the parts of town that make up the whole of the city. If you're flying in, you'll land at Chek Lap Kok, or Hong Kong International Airport, which is on its own man-made island, adjacent to Lantau Island, where you can find Disneyland Hong Kong and other important attractions I'll get to later. Then, the three main parts of Hong Kong are the New Territories, Kowloon, and Hong Kong Island. The New Territories are comprised of the aforementioned Lantau Island and all of northern Hong Kong, which is primarily industrial and residential. Kowloon is on the southern tip of mainland China and just north of Hong Kong Island, which boasts one of the most beautiful skylines in the world. And wherever you don't see an architectural marvel, you'll see lush greenery since you're basically in a tropical rainforest climate and environment. And to go with that greenery are steep hills and a dynamic terrain that gives the city an incredible juxtaposition between nature and modern development. I'm trying to resist the urge to book a flight at this very moment because I'm currently in saving mode. But if you have a little wiggle room in your budget and schedule and need tips on booking ultra cheap flights and saving a ton of money and headaches, check out this video. This airport is one of the cleanest and most efficient airports I've ever visited. It's massive and has no shortage of restaurants, lounges, massage booths, upscale shopping, convenient trams that whisk you from one terminal to the next, a customs and security department that is streamlined and professional, and most importantly, the MTR Airport Express, a public train that takes you from the airport into the city. In fact, let's talk a little bit about the Airport Express train because it's one of the reasons I feel like Hong Kong is living in the future. First of all, the trains are always immaculate and super smooth. It feels like they're gliding on air. Secondly, the Wi-Fi is free and the cell signal is strong throughout the entire ride. I first traveled to Hong Kong in 2012 and they offered Wi-Fi and cell signal back then. By comparison, I lived in New York City from 2013 to 2016 and you can only get a signal in the subways if you were above ground or at a major subway stop. Thirdly, they offer a shuttle bus service that stops at most major hotels within the city. And lastly, on your departure day, if you're flying on Cathay Pacific or Hong Kong Airlines, you can check into your flight at either the Hong Kong or Kowloon Airport Express train stations. Checked bags included. That's right, there's a separate train car for checked bags, and once they arrive at the airport, they're automatically transferred to your flight. They give you your boarding passes and take your luggage for you. Talk about a VIP experience. Hong Kong was Asia Pacific's most visited city in 2023, which means you can find every type of accommodation known to man at every price point thinkable. From hostels to Airbnb type rentals, and from economy motels to the most exclusive 5-star resorts in the world, Hong Kong is one of the most accommodating cities in the world. I recommend the Shangri-La Kowloon, the Regent Hong Kong, or the Grand Hyatt Hong Kong. I also recommend the Cosmo Hotel. It's a centrally located hotel that is friendly on the wallet but doesn't skimp on modern luxe amenities. 90% of Hong Kongers, whatever they're referred to as, uses public transportation to get to their destinations. And let me tell you that only Tokyo rivals the quality and quantity of Hong Kong public transport. There's the MTR or Mass Transit Railway, which is Hong Kong's subway and rail system. It's responsible for over 40% of all travel within Hong Kong and has an on-time rate of 99.9%. Unlike Tokyo, riding Hong Kong's trains is simple and easy to get used to. Japan's JR system is intimidating and can be stressful, even though highly efficient, clean, and on time. Hong Kong's MTR is stress-free and laid back. Think JR rail cleanliness and efficiency mixed with Seoul Metro's relaxed atmosphere. Coupled with the MTR is the Hong Kong Tramway, which features a double-decker old-school style tram that runs along the north side of Hong Kong Island. It's a great way to take in the sights. Along with the MTR and the tram are the good old public buses. Be sure to pick up an Octopus card and load it with enough renminbi to get you to all the sights. A famous sight all over HK are the red taxis that dart through traffic like F1 racers. Okay, not quite that exhilarating, but when a tram or train or bus can't get you there, these taxis are cheap and reliable. And if you're too used to the conveniences of Uber, they have them there too. Another fun mode of getting around is the ferries. I mean, what's not to get excited about riding in a Chinese junk ship? Sail across Victoria Harbor and take in the magnificent skyline with the mountains in the background and the sea beneath you. How romantic. The big bus tours hop on, hop off bus in Hong Kong might just be the best kept secret way to see all the sights at your own pace for one reasonable and very worth it price. It's a double-decker bus with an open top, perfect for gazing up at IFC2 and ICC towers, two of some of the tallest skyscrapers in the world. With 3 different routes to choose from, the green route tours the Stanley area, blue route tours Kowloon, and red route tours Hong Kong Island. There's no shortage of places to go and things to see. I wholly recommend it. I saved the best for last, but when you go to ride the Peak Tram, be sure to be one of the first because that line is no joke. Get there early and take that trip to the top of Victoria Peak, where you will lose your breath at one of the most iconic and beautiful views in all the world. Your Instagram will thank you as you frame yourself with the whole of Hong Kong and its world-famous skyline as your background. And with that, stay on the peak and check out the Peak Tower, Sky Terrace 428, and if you're feeling starstruck, Madame Tussauds as well. There are plenty of places to shop and dine. You could easily spend half a day just right there, and I wouldn't blame you if you did. Another can't miss attraction is the Gnong cable car, which takes you to the Poland Monastery and Tian Buddha. All 3 are on Lantau Island, which is a bit of a hike from where you'll probably be staying, be it Hong Kong Island or Kowloon. I would suggest partnering this attraction with another on Lantau, something like Disneyland Hong Kong. Although I've never been, Disneyland is always rated as one of the top spots to visit while in Hong Kong. I mean, it's Disney. How can you go wrong, right? There's also a myriad of excellent beaches on Lantau Island if you really do decide to visit in the summertime. I'm a thrills sort of guy, and one of my personal favorites in Hong Kong is Ocean Park, an amusement park with some great roller coasters. Here I am riding the Hair Raiser, a coaster on the side of a mountain overlooking Repulse Bay and the South China Sea. Yeah, pretty awesome.
What in the hell was that all about?
There's also a cable car that takes you from the park entrance to where all the thrill rides are on the other side of the mountain, also overlooking the bay. And a fun CG submarine ride that takes you to their aquarium. It's a short ride on the MTR, and at $64 US, the price is a value compared to all the activities and thrills they offer. Visiting the Stanley area is a cultural experience worth having. It's a quick escape from the city hustle and bustle, where you can go back in time to what Hong Kong used to be like. The Stanley Circuit is a neat old-style Chinese market where you can find all sorts of interesting items: jade jewelry, Chinese medicinal products, silk products, fine china, with fine being somewhat suspect, and local snacks can all be had with a little bit of bargaining. Because what's shopping at a Chinese market without haggling it out? Whether you want to or not, you will be visiting quite a few shopping malls during your Oriental stay. Why do I say that? Well, it's another of the reasons I think HK is a futuristic city. You'll notice that as you ride the MTR through Hong Kong Island, many of the stops along the way are located within the island's skyscrapers, and many of the elevated walkways, or sidewalks in the sky, are also connected to the skyscrapers and subway stations, and almost all of them are part of a shopping mall within that building and subway stop. It's actually quite a genius way of getting tourists to stimulate their economy, shall I say. Just be wary of any shady salespeople. You may think you're buying a lovely pearl necklace, only to get back to your hotel room and find a fortune cooking in that jewelry box instead. Thrills are my jam, and while I wouldn't necessarily call an observation deck on a skyscraper a thrill per se, it is high up, and a lot of people are afraid of heights. If you aren't, then HK is the place to be. Not only is there the aforementioned Victoria Peak, but you have a couple great observation decks to choose from. 2 IFC, or International Finance Center, offers a view from its 55th floor, even though the building has 88 floors. Located right in the heart of Hong Kong Island, all you have to do is go to the concierge desk and ask to see the Hong Kong Monetary Authority exhibition. They'll give you a visitor's pass, and voila! Free views of Hong Kong from 55 floors up. Or you can visit my personal favorite deck, Sky 100, located across Victoria Harbour in the ICC, or International Commerce Center, the tallest building in Hong Kong. Take the 60-second elevator ride up to the 100th floor, where you'll be 393 meters above the ground. Enjoy 360-degree views of Hong Kong and the surrounding harbour. There's a gift shop, a photo booth, and even a cafe operated by the Ritz-Carlton. This is a staple attraction every time I go to Hong Kong. And just a short distance away from Sky 100 is the Avenue of the Stars, a walkway along the southern Kowloon shore lined with their version of the Hollywood Walk of Fame. See stars like Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, John Woo, Chow Yun-fat, Jet Li, Stephen Chow, Gong Li, just to name a few. Much like New York and other world-class cities, the list of activities is far longer than we have time for. If you'd like to see a more in-depth video on all the activities Hong Kong has to offer, leave a comment below and let us know. And if you're thinking of a trip to New York City, check out this video. Remember when I mentioned dim sum way back in the beginning? Yeah, let's get to it. And all the other amazing places to eat in the southern pearl of China. There is no shortage of amazing food in Hong Kong. From fine dining to hole-in-the-wall eateries, you'd be hard-pressed to find a place that isn't exactly what you're looking for. Take one dim sum in Mong Kok, Kowloon, for instance. Great dim sum, great prices, and a line out the door that'll ensure you made the right choice. I recommend Wulu Mulu Steakhouse in Kowloon for a great steak. It's fancy and a little pricey, so keep that in mind. And I just had to mention this restaurant because I have a sense of humor of a 12-year-old boy. But the next time I travel to HK, I have to make a reservation at the Michelin-rated Holy Fook restaurant. Ovo Cafe in Wan Chai is vegetarian and vegan friendly, if that's your lifestyle. Or even if it isn't, it doesn't hurt to abstain from consuming animals once in a while. And finally, you can't go wrong with Hong Kong McDonald's, or any international McDonald's for that matter. Seriously, it's way better than McDonald's in the US. And you'll find some, shall I say, unique menu items that might be a thrill to try, like the grilled chicken or sausage and egg twisty pasta. Sounds delicious. But seriously, their traditional menu is a step up in quality than we're used to back in the States. Just be sure to tell them no lemon in your Coke. They love their lemon-zested soft drinks out there. Depending on your length of stay, consider day trips to any of the neighboring cities like Macau, the only place in all of China where gambling is legal. Shenzhen, one of the fastest growing and developing cities in the world with over 17.5 million people. Or Guangzhou and its 18.6 million people is an old world city that is also developing at mind-blowing speed. Each city is accessible by public transit and takes around an hour to get to. I took the ferry to Macau for the day. I booked a Shenzhen tour where they bussed you from Hong Kong and then gave you a train voucher back to Hong Kong Station. And I took the high-speed rail to and from Hong Kong to Guangzhou. Each city is very different and well worth the visit, and seeing how close they are in proximity, you might as well see them all and kill 4 birds with 1 stone while you're out there. I think I just convinced myself to go back. Okay, that's it. I'm booking my trip. From the perfect mix of old, current, and future, to the cleanliness throughout the city, from the amazing places to stay, to all the fun, educational, and exciting and thrilling things to do. From the world-class food and restaurants, to the convenience and efficiency of their public transportation, Hong Kong really is a masterclass on how to design and run a major metropolitan city. About the only drawback is the summer heat. Other than that one detail, there really is no reason not to travel and explore the magnificent city of Hong Kong. Have you visited Hong Kong? What were your favorite places or things to do? Let us know in the comments. Be sure to like this video and share it with your friends and family. That way, they'll want to go along with you. And don't forget to subscribe for more travel inspiration, news, and tips and tricks to make your next getaway the best one yet. From your friends at The Vacation Agent, safe travels.